How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back using Fireball Rocketloons in Legends League. This is the army that I'm running. I'll have that army link in the description of the video for those that are new to the channel. And yeah, I also offer Fireball Rocketloon coaching, so if you're interested in learning this strategy, feel free to reach out to me on Discord. I'll have that in the pinned comments. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just dive right into the attacks. Okay, so a double poison base. Again, looking this, probably Fireball the scatter shot, honestly. Let's see, have I seen this base before? I'm not sure. There's actually quite a bit of Flame Flinger value on this single. Can the archers reach? I guess if I snipe the... yeah, I'll do that, why not? If I snipe this, I can actually get some good flinger value. And I'll fireball this scatter shot, I think. I'm gonna have to remove this wizard tower. I probably should have just used 2 Rocketloons there, because there's no air damage. Okay, do I have to rage? I'm thinking of raging just so that the warden can get through these defenses, but I think it should be okay, I think. I think we can do a double invis, as long as this warden locks onto the archer tower and the angry jelly wears us off. When is it gonna wear off one? Okay, now. Double invis. Like so. And double quake. And, I mean... yeah, I think the warden would have gone down anyway, so... we're just gonna basically wait for him to, well, maybe I should trigger this bomb tower, or bomb tower, the giga bomb, but never mind. I have to pay attention to him just a little bit longer, and I'm gonna snipe this. I'm gonna put a rage spell down on him because yeah, he's taking a ton of damage and he might die here. Might die. Okay, he didn't. Well, I should have definitely invised. Let's see, to do this. Just send some rocket balloons here. CC might pull the warden, which is not nice at all. But let's see what happens. We're gonna pop the king right here to open up the core. 50 seconds, so we should be thinking about the RC placement. And where's the queen going? I kind of need the queen to take out the town hall. I was expecting her to go for it. Okay, now she does. I'm gonna do this. And yeah, the royal champion should be able to clutch up the rest. Okay, so we have a double poison base here, and you see fireball onto this multi-inferno gets a lot of value on the right side, I mean, this side the clan castle. But what I decided to do in this case, since the fire spitter was offset, you can see it's like by the queen side, fireball onto the inferno tower wouldn't actually get the other spitter. So I decided to go a bit greedy, I guess, and try to go in from an angle and try to fireball this builder hut, which would actually get both spitters and would get obviously the CC and would get all the value, pretty much. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, and as you can see I'm trying to also snipe out defenses as the attack goes on. And at this point the fireball is pretty much set up, a triple invis, and I can direct the fireball onto the builder hut. And notice I also offset the quakes. In this case you don't necessarily have to, because I think the 2 fire spitters were close enough to each other so that if you drop 2 quakes onto the clan castle, you would still be able to take them out. But regardless, it's a good habit to have to try to, offset your quakes, to be a bit more precise with your quakes. As you can see, yeah, the warden is taking a bit of damage. And yeah, basically at 1:30 I'm setting up the funnel for the Sui and starting the Sui itself. But as I was saying, it's good to have that to train the accuracy of your earthquakes, because some bases you kind of want to offset them, and I'll have those bases, or at least one, I don't recall how many, but I'll have at least one example later on in the video. But yeah, here I'm just basically suing. I got a lot of value, so I just basically hero dive the town hall here, pop the earthquake boots to open up the town hall compartment for the queen to get the value. And yeah, as you see, this base is pretty much done. I don't even need the RC, but I use her anyways just to speed things up, not to sit around and wait. And yeah, on to the next attack. So next up we have a double Invis base, which I've seen before in Legends, I think. But the basic idea is to at least fireball one of the Invis compartments and yeah, have the warden walk the direction you want him to walk. So, well, in this case I decided to go in for the CC side. Do have to decide where you want to fireball exactly though. So in this case, if you fireballed onto the multi-arch tower, you wouldn't actually get the multi-inferno, which might be a bit annoying for your healers if your warden walks past it. So keeping that in mind, I sent the warden in from around 6:30 to 7 o'clock, and honestly I don't mind if he goes left. He can trigger that Invis tower if he wants to, because he's going to path to the builder hut on the right side of him afterwards, so that's fine. I kind of prepare for it with an Invis here, but he actually goes left, which is also fine. Like, he can take out this bomb tower. I actually get the CC lure. He can stall a bit, and well, at this point I can just set up an easy fireball onto the scatter shot. 1 quake, always good to have in mind that you need only 1 quake for certain defenses. And I can just simply snipe this ricochet cannon with a few Rocketloons to complete the funnel for the warden. And yeah, as you see now, he has a pretty easy way to go. Like, he just has the monolith and the royal champion and this big bomb, which you want to generally kind of try to trigger with 3 Rocketloons. But let's see, like, I just start the hero dive because yeah, the warden is very safe at this point, so it's always a good time to start your Sui whenever he's under very little pressure. And yeah, having the king walk in and trying to wall break farther to kind of delay the king's ability. Also keeping an eye out on the warden here because there's a giant bomb and this, but yeah, an X-bow. I dropped the Invis way too late. I guess I wasn't really keeping an eye out on it that much. But yeah, again, better safe than sorry, so I just Invis the warden. And yeah, I have quite a few things to pay attention to at this point with the hero dive. But I still have the RC, and I do a little trick here shortly. I freeze the arch tower to trigger the Invis, but I don't freeze the Invis, obviously, because you need to trigger it. And that activates the invisibility spell, and I still have the earthquake. Also nice value for your rocket spear here. Do an earthquake with seeking shield and rocket spear, and yeah, on to the next hit. Alright, so I wanted to show you this replay to kind of highlight the importance of being able to place your earthquakes precisely. So aiming for the monolith in this case, I'm prepared to invest quite a lot of spells in order to do that, because I actually get a lot of value from it. I use a first rage right here to just power through the king mainly. I'm not even using a headhunter at this point. But looking at this base, I'm prepared to face a lot of damage with a double X-bow. You see this area is completely trapped, and I'm trying to clear some defenses with my Rocketloons in order to make the fireball setup with the Invis spells easier. Forced to use a second rage and an Invis, and these loons actually pull out the super minions, so I have to poison them, and I actually freeze it with a monolith, which actually works out. This gives me a little bit of an opportunity to fireball, and I split the earthquakes. So splitting the earthquakes in this case actually made it so that I could take out both fire spitters. So if you placed the earthquakes, let's say, down the middle, you might have only gotten one or even no fire spitters. So that's a neat trick that you can use, and you always have to kind of keep it in mind because it's easy to just drop the earthquakes altogether all at once, just because of habit. It also happens to me, honestly. Sometimes I don't think about it, and then I only realize it right after that I could have split up the earthquakes to get even more value. But yeah, like at this point, I got a lot of value. I'm trying to pre-pull these poison spell towers, which was a bit late. I could have done it on actually both spell towers. They were easily accessible for my rocket balloons. And well, yeah, I send the RC from the side that actually needs a bit of support. The Warden is joining the heroes, but honestly, that's fine. Like, I've gotten more than enough value from him. He can die, healers can transfer. I do snipe out this new defense, the multi-gear tower, with 4 Rocketloons, and yeah, just let the troops converge onto the town hall. But yet again, splitting the earthquakes actually helped me out quite a bit in terms of getting the maximum amount of fireball value. So here we have a rage poison base, and in terms of the target, yeah, I'm gonna select this one, the multi-gear tower, whatever it's called. I do remember I used to fireball the Inferno Tower that is between the Clan Castle and the Mono, but I think this version is tweaked and I can't get the other multi-Infernos without fireball. So yeah, in this case, I can get the Clan Castle as well by fireballing this multi-gear tower. So yeah, I just start the Warden at 6 o'clock, and yeah, usually there's some Teslas or yeah, some junk buildings which you have to kind of snipe out. Yet again, just using rocket balloons to help set up the fireball in terms of just using less invis spells. And as you see, just a double invis simply at this point without any worry about Teslas popping out or anything like that. Pretty simple fireball, and well, if you're going in from the town hall side, you want the Warden to take out the town hall. So if he would have gone, let's say, to the right side, to this ricochet cannon, then I would have actually dragged him over with 4 Rocketloons to the left side. But since he chose to go left anyways, just let him do that. Let him take out the town hall, and once he's fairly safe, you can see just the X-bow on him, send out well, here I just snipe out the ricochet cannon just so that I could avoid its damage unnecessarily. And yeah, funneling this side, this really weirdly placed scatter shot, which I should, yeah, should snipe out with a few Rocketloons. I'm not sure why that guy had the scatter shots on the outside, but here I should pop the ability very soon to open up the core for the queen to take out the core defenses. And yeah, okay, well, even yeah, at this point you can see that this base stands absolutely no chance. Yet again, probably don't even need the RC, but I just use it just to speed things up. I don't really want to sit around and wait forever. So yeah, on to the next hit. yet another double poison base, and this one is actually quite tricky. The town hall is pretty well isolated and there's no clear fireball value. I mean, there's all around decent fireball value, but it's not clear where to fireball exactly. What I thought to do in this case was just to simply fireball the single inferno, which would, or the single inferno at 2 o'clock, which, as you can see, would get the entire compartment down. And yeah, once I have fireballed that, to have the warden go towards the other single inferno. So I rage up here. I probably should have just invested a free spell because there was an arch tower and an X-bow on the warden. So I didn't need to use a rage spell. I think I just kind of wasted it. But all was fine. I should throw a fireball at this point, but I find a Tesla which I try to snipe. And yeah, delaying the fireball a little bit too much. You see I set up a double invis, and unfortunately, yeah, that fireball goes to the wrong single. So I delayed it a little bit too much. My warden moved down a little bit and actually stepped closer to the single, but regardless, the fireball value actually was good as well. And nothing is gone terribly wrong. You can just basically carry on with the plan, but in this case, just have to snipe the single and potentially the poison tower, like the splitter with a few rocket balloons to kind of save your heroes a little bit of time backtracking, which is what I do. And yeah, just dealing with the CC, actually a dragon CC, which is very easy to deal with. Also helping out the siege barracks. On the left side you can see there's these heavy defenses with a little Tesla farm and the king. And yeah, actually the king got the town hall, which was really nice. If the town hall didn't go down to the king, I would have probably, I mean, probably sent the RC for the town hall, honestly, just to be safe. And then raged her up like I'm doing right here on the outside. Would have raged her up from the town hall compartment to help take out the remaining compartment. But yeah, I was fortunate that the king went in and yeah, got the triple. And so now for the final hit, we have, yet again, I chose to show you yet another double poison base, which are just very, very common in Legends at the moment. And yeah, again, the fireball value is, I mean, in this case, it's a bit more obvious, I think, than the previous case. I prioritize CC most of the time, and I prioritize not charging into fire spitters because they can be just really, really annoying. So in this case, I decide to just go for one of the fire spitters, and yeah, let the warden choose a side. I mean, I don't really mind where he goes to next. But as long as I get the fireball value, I think at this point I have to kind of invest a spell at least, yeah, to get rid of this world champion. I do get a partial CC pull because I used a few Rocketloons, which I don't mind, honestly. I am gonna snipe out this Archer tower to try to set up, to save myself basically an Invis, right? Like now a single Invis fireball is reaching its target. And yeah, looking at this now, the warden is gonna go right. I mean, this, yeah, once he takes out the dark elixir storage, he has nowhere else to go but right. And I'll just basically watch the warden for now. In terms of the times that you should send the heroes, it's 1:45 to 1:30-ish. So now that the warden has chosen his side, and he's, well, I'm gonna reach him up shortly just so that I can keep an eye off of him. Send the wallbreaker. I send the wallbreaker also before the ice golem. It's, I guess, a small thing, but if you send the ice golem right before you wall break, that ricochet cannon is going to bounce the shots off of the ice golem and it's just going to kill your wall breaker. So yeah, if you're trying to wall break into ricochet cannon compartment, just wall break first before sending in the ice golem. And yeah, at this point it's a pretty textbook fireball rocket loon attack. You just basically have two sides charging in, queen pop her ability. Yet again, also yeah, good combination. Queen clones plus Invis plus rage is just the best value you can get. I am trying to save the board, not that it actually matters at this point because I have the RC as a cleanup RC, and yeah, got the pretty simple triple.